assuming that we're not talking about a juvenile gray white shark, those things are like 800 pounds.
Unless it was a short king?
Unless he's a short king, which I don't know if that exists in the great white world.
Stupid death!
I've already got one. I mean, I sort of did. I was born
There we go, that's what it was.
Oh,
sorry, I shouldn't have gotten so excited about
I had
that.
the cord wrapped around my
Me
neck.
too.
Oh my God, you
shouldn't have been like, yeah.
You guys have been through a lot.
Yeah. So Stupid Deaths is a fun game about stupid deaths. And in this game, we do what we do every day we wake up, which is trying to outrun death. This is Stupid Deaths. One at a time, a reader will read a stupid death card, and the rest of the group will individually vote whether they think it's true or false. If they vote correctly, they move ahead one space. If they vote incorrectly, the Grim Reaper moves one space towards the players on the board. If no one guesses correctly, the reader gets to move forward 2 spaces. Now, if at any time the Grim Reaper catches up to or passes a player on the board, the player is now dead. The first player to reach the red space or just be the last one standing wins.
Your piece is the gray piece. We go red, brown, white, yellow, orange. Gray's anatomy.
You guys are great.
How are we gonna decide who goes first?
It's whoever is oldest.
All right, well,
Whoever's
Ian.
closer to death.
That'd be me. I'm closest to death, most likely.
Wow.
This is the story of Eleazar Avaran.
Nice.
Birth date unknown. Died 162 BC. According to the Old Testament, Eleazar was fighting in the Jewish rebellion when he saw a heavily protected elephant carrying the enemy king. Running under the animal, he thrust his spear into its belly, which killed the elephant and the king, but also himself, as the beast toppled onto him. True or false? Lock in your answer.
Lock in an
I already
answer.
put my vote down.
I did too. I'm
Yeah.
ready, I know this.
I have a just strong case for my choice.
Polls in
Sorry,
the
could you read it
chat.
one more time? Just
Eleazar done poked elephant in tummy during Jewish rebellion. With sticky spike stick. It fell down, go boom on him too.
And when he did it, it killed the elephant and the king. You know, the gamers would call that a triple kill.
Triple kill.
All right,
wanna
our
lock
votes
in?
are locked in. Chat voted true.
Wow.
Okay.
Let's go around and give our opinions.
I'm not really sure on this one. I put false, but I'll be completely honest. I don't know. With it being such an old story.
I also put false because an elephant's skin is very thick, and if you stab him, does he die right away and just squish him right there? Also, how does the king die from that? Elephants, I've ridden an elephant before.
It's the same thing.
And I feel like if I fell off, I might like get a little hurt, but not like die.
I put false because the Bible doesn't list dates as if it's a history book, nor does it talk about side characters in great detail like that. Like that's a co-star role character, and the Bible doesn't really showcase those. Also, there's so many iterations of the Bible that anything could be considered false. Did King James just add that because he wanted to have another wife?
Well, this is old. This is Old Testament.
Old
Well, right, yeah,
oh.
the King James
But
Bible
it's still
still
yeah.
altered stuff.
I said true, and I'll tell you why. I've seen Lord of the Rings. I know you can battle an elephant. I know you can die from falling off of it, and I know it can fall on you. It's a big deal.
But it still only counts as one.
That still only counts as one. I'm gonna say it's true for the sake of this fun time.
According to the Old Testament, this is true.
Wow.
Come on, chat, just you and me.
I would also find this very hard to believe, because how the hell do you kill? Like, that must have been a sharp ass spear. He must have split that whole dang belly open.
Elephant skin is like a rotten pumpkin. You poke it and just.
So since 4 of us voted, we did the wrong guess. The death guy has moved forward.
Okay, I have a tale to regale my friendos with. This is about a man named Roger. Birth date unknown, died 1316, spoiler alert. A resident of Tidworth in the west of England, known to history only as Roger, became the first and it is believed only person to be executed for playing golf. King Edward II had banned the sport in his domain 2 years earlier, though why Roger was chosen as an example is unclear.
Hard to believe that golf existed
Yeah.
in the 1300s.
Also, yeah, they
about
messing
croquet?
with cricket way more out there.
Yeah.
They probably just called it like hitty sticky with a bally.
They had never been to Bali in Scotland at the time.
That's true.
I voted true because I think it's just weird enough to be true. They would execute people for just about anything back then. So I think it's possible.
I said false because there's so many things that I don't know if I would believe. Like, is golf a thing back then? Executed because of such?
Yeah.
Why was it banned? Was the guy a really bad sport and got so mad he lost one time? I don't know. I think it's false.
I'm going with false. The reason I'm doing it is if this is a recorded history of the first dude executed for golf, we'd have his last name. He wouldn't just be Roger.
I feel like unless you were super important, you didn't really have much of like a name outside of like.
Your last names are usually after your father's job or your job.
I said false because I don't believe that golf in its form was invented at this point. I was saying that golf was invented in Scotland.
Yeah.
And someone said that it was invented in the 1600s, so I don't know. We'll see.
Chat also voted false, by the way.
All right, so we then have 4 falses and 1 true. Y'all, the answer is false.
Yay!
So that means the Grim Reaper only goes forward 1 this time, and that's a good thing.
Here I go. Guys, this is a story of Draco, not Malfoy, but
Aw.
Draco. Born 650 BC, died
old ones.
600 BC. Draco was one of the earliest and notable Greek politicians, creating written laws. He was so popular and beloved that he was smothered to death by hats and cloaks thrown upon him as a sign of affection by an adoring crowd.
Okay.
All right, I've locked in mine answer.
What chat seems to be voting for is true.
True.
Interesting. So, Damien, why don't you reveal first?
I can reveal first. I'm gonna say that's false because I know there was a Draco who made a lot of laws. That's draconian rule. But draconian rule is specifically usually when you're like, these guys are being so strict. This is draconian rule. I don't think that this person would have been smothered with affection, so I think they're doing a bait and switch. You're supposed to remember that Draco is a thing and that maybe he did die that way, so fall.
I'm going off information that's probably totally wrong. I don't believe that hats were that popular back then. I played Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I didn't see no hats. Threads were hard to come by in those days, you know? You wouldn't just throw them.
I agree, same line of thinking. The only hats I could think of that would be heavy enough to smother you would be like 10-gallon hats that you would get.
Helmets,
Yeah.
like helmets.
Yeah, and I feel the same way. There weren't really hats like that used. I just don't feel like tossing hats at someone is a Greek thing.
I also voted false. Regardless of who or where, if people are throwing hats and accessories onto a person affectionately, and then they're seeing that there is now a pile of them and this person is not moving, this person that you care about, you would be like, all right, have fun, and leave and let them be under these things. Like, I just don't think it's possible.
And chat said true.
Interesting.
So there, we're going against them.
Which is interesting because it is true.
Oh,
And it makes me think that a lot of you chat people are probably Googling it because that was like 80% true. A very unbelievable story that I guess happened.
Okay.
Do not cheat, chat.
Are you
You get
cheating?
nothing for
If
cheating.
you do it, you do it. Let's give chat their little boost forward. Congratulations.
Good job.
And then we go.
Good job.
I like the response. We're just smarter.
1, 2,
We're smart. We know how a lot of people die.
3, 4.
Wow.
Sport, it's your turn.
This is a man named Peter Jones.
False. Nobody's named Peter Jones.
Born 1947, died 1978. Jones lived in a very cold place, Barrow, Alaska, and it was his job to drive the snowplow, which he did right over the edge of a mountain pass. The 300-foot drop to the bottom killed him instantly. The accelerator had apparently frozen to the floor, and he had been unable to stop. The end.
Gosh.
All right, what has the chat voted? True.
Wow, but just
Barely.
barely.
Shall we start with Shane?
I'm saying false. Sounds like something that could very likely happen. I would say it's a little strange that a snowplow that this guy does regularly in Alaska suddenly froze on this day. It's like that's equipment that's designed to be working in these types of environments, and sounds like it's not doing so well in that type of environment. Once again, I don't have strong reasoning for saying this, but I'm saying it.
I'm voting false because this, seems like something that can truly happen. The ice that driving off, it gets real snowy, it's hard to see. This seems like something that can actually happen, but my new strat is voting opposite of what I think,
Wow.
which would be true.
A little bit of
Now I'm voting
siblings
false.
or dating logic.
Yeah, that's actually what I was thinking in this case as well, because I voted false. being that it's honestly kind of a boring death. Boring in the way that it is so believable, except for the accelerator pedal freezing to the floor. Accelerator pedal getting stuck is so uncommon.
Okay.
I too said false, and I'll tell you why. It was until the pedal sticking part, because if they were like, he went a little bit snowblind, the way a snowbank like sort of blended into the background, he couldn't really tell. Also, like, unless you're plowing a mountain pass specifically, I don't see you like plowing a neighborhood road and then oops, there's an embankment and you fall off. If the pedal does stick, you might have a few moments longer than you should still in that cab of like, come on, stop, come on, it won't stop. But eventually, if you see that, you're not gonna Austin Powers it and be like, as you like slowly drive towards a cliff.
So are you ready to hear whether this is true or false?
Peter Jones
Truthfully did die. Just
What?
kidding. Just kidding. It was false. It was false.
What? You
I
can't
don't know
do
why
that.
I did that. I don't know why I did that.
Good job, everybody.
Except for chat. Chat voted true.
But now that means the Grim Reaper goes one as well.
Only
Take that,
one.
chat. See, you're not the only smart ones here.
Iffy, it is your turn to read.
Right. It's time for a stupid death. Jackson Bernal, born 1964, died the year of Vivi's birth, 1988. Bernal! Bernal is the only person ever to be killed by a great white shark while on dry land. Having found the beach shark on an early morning walk in South Australia, Bernal tried to help it back into the water, only for the shark to turn and bite him, leaving him to bleed to death in the sand. True or false?
Loaded.
Locked in. Did it.
You want to go first?
I'd love to go first. I have written true. Although the story sounds far-fetched, the moment you said Australia, I was like, yeah, I would believe a kangaroo with a flippin' gun would take down a man. So a beached great white, you'd be like, oh, that's no good. We gotta get that back in the water there. And they just go, oh, you chomped me arm. That sucks. And chat said true, by the way.
Chat said true.
Well, I think Chad is wrong. I think it's false. Assuming that we're not talking about a juvenile great white shark, those motherfuckers are huge. Those things are like 800 pounds.
Unless it was a short king.
Unless he's a short king, which I don't know if that exists in the great white world. I don't know if one person could drag 1,000-pound.
I don't think it was like in the parking lot. I think it was like right on the. I think it was
just
like
a big
right,
wave.
Boardwalk.
like the
Hey, a little help?
He's got
in the
sunglasses on.
t-shirt
He's like,
shop.
hey.
He's got his own stand. He's selling wooden pipes.
He's got a bongo tied to him. I voted false as well. The way that shark would have had to move. Also, who knows how long that shark was on the beach. Like, I don't think it would have had the strength to not only turn and bite him, but cause enough damage to have him also die right then and there. You know what I'm saying? And also, like, if this is the only person to be killed by a shark on dry land, like, I don't know, this doesn't sell it for me.
I voted true.
Oh.
It sounds insane. I'm pretty sure I've heard this story before.
Whoa.
I'm pretty sure I've heard about this. It may then, if it's false, then it's a fake tale that's
Urban
I've
legend,
heard before.
maybe?
But I swear to God, I've heard this story before.
Hell yeah.
Shane heard from the right person telling a lie because it's false.
Oh, I think I might be dead.
We're boned, dude, because we gotta boost it 3.
And if you stay, 1, 2, 3.
Shane, you're about to get murked.
Start saying your goodbyes.
Start saying
your goodbyes.
Start saying them.
Your guardian angel puts in overtime. It's like, 3? Really? 3, Shane?
Son of a bitch, man.
This might be the last card for some of y'all. Fortunately, this is the story of one of the most famous people that has ever lived. This is the story of Genghis Khan, or Genghis Khan. I don't know how you actually
It's
say
Genghis Khan, I think.
Genghis.
I know how he died.
I heard some historians say Genghis, and I was like, okay.
But you're the only one who's ever told me that.
Yeah, that's true. So maybe I lied. Who knows? Born 1162, died 1227. Cause of death of the world's greatest ever warlord is unknown. So too is the place of his burial, since he wanted no record of his grave's location. Anyone crossing the funeral party's path was killed. So were all those who built his tomb. and then all the soldiers who had killed the tomb builders. Is this true or false? At what point do you say, okay, that's enough degrees of separation?
Oof, I'm locked in, loaded.
Iffy, I'm gonna start with you and we'll work our way around to Damien.
Okay, I have the quickest explanation. I voted false because I thought that Damien put true and then I saw he switched it, so I'm just trying to cheat off of his.
At least he's honest.
No, it's fair.
Chat said true.
Chat voted true.
Overwhelmingly so.
All right, well, guess it was true.
I'm voting true because I've heard like stories about in ancient Egypt, people like would have their tombs built and then the slaves would have to be in there and like basically be buried alive with their master, I don't know, leader.
No, it's master.
Yeah. Someone as insane and like wild as Genghis Khan, I think that it wouldn't be so far-fetched. That guy was pretty cutthroat.
Pretty crazy.
Not the best guy.
I too am saying true because every story I hear about Genghis Khan is the most insane story I've ever heard.
Yeah.
The fact that like he apparently affected the climate of the world because of how many people he killed and stuff like that.
And his genes are in like a quarter of the people in Asia.
I mean, yeah, it's always insane, and like he was just ruthless, and there were people that were ruling after him, so there was the power means to do this insane thing.
I initially put true because I thought when you said Genghis Khan, initially I thought of the story of Attila the Hun, and I got them flipped in my head, and he has a weird, stupid death, so I was like, oh, I know this one. He had drowned in his own nosebleed.
Aww.
But so I'm sure
Good
that'll
way to
come
go.
up.
So
Bad way to go.
sad.
So I'm gonna put false on this because I've watched a fair amount of stuff on Genghis Khan, and he is very ruthless. But he comes from a place originally of like wanting family and like return to family and like getting revenge. I think killing for killing's sake, that doesn't quite line up for me. It could be true. It sounds possible. I'm just gonna say false. Though.
All very good arguments. This is true.
Yay!
Dang,
Yeah.
dude. So now Grim Reaper moves up 2, and that means he catches up with me, Iffy, and Shane. However, we have these get out of jail free tokens, which allow us to not die in this moment. In fact, we get to move up 1 space in front of him. So what I was kind of hoping for all of us actually, was that like everybody would get it super wrong, so he boosts up 5, and I'm like, oh, we just all move in front of where he is. But didn't happen, so we lose these now. No more coin for me, Iffy, and Shane.
But what about for the Witcher?
I can't toss him a single thing. I will toss him off an edge of a cliff in a snowplow.
That'd be a crazy death.
All right, this is a story all about
how?
Graham Parsons. I like where your head's at. Graham Parsons, born Ingram Cecil Connor III, 1948, died 1973. When rockstar Parsons overdosed, his father arranged to fly his body to Louisiana. Parsons had told friends he wished to be cremated and his ashes scattered at Joshua Tree National Park. They dressed as morticians, stole his body, drove it to Joshua Tree, and ignited his coffin, causing a giant explosion and alerting the police.
His casket exploded?
They lit it on fire. There was an explosion.
And they stole it from the mortuary?
Yeah, they dressed as
All right,
morticians.
we're all locked in. I could see like the heat going with the embalming, like, chemicals and go, and also this sounds very on brand for Joshua Tree, so I voted true.
It's on
Damn.
brand for a rock star as well.
Calling out
Yeah.
Joshua Tree.
But is that why we should vote false?
That's true.
Going by siblings or dating logic.
Yeah.
But I voted true.
Chat
Yeah, we did
seems
vote
to have voted true as well.
I too voted true. So
Oh,
if,
God,
wow.
please all be wrong.
wow.
If
Is
this
that
is-
how I live?
well, if we all get it wrong, death moves ahead by
Right, but it
5.
doesn't matter because this was true.
Yeah!
So you all move on. I'm alive.
We all did it, leaving you behind.
That's okay. I'll be left behind.
Good job, chat.
Thank you.
Okay, this is the tale of Marc Bourgeade. Birth date unknown, died 1982. French undertaker Marc Bourgeade was killed when a pile of coffins in his workshop fell on top of him, crushing him to death. Fittingly, Marc was buried in one of the caskets that killed him.
And you don't know what year he was born?
No, that's unknown.
Damn,
a weirdo.
mysterious.
What a weirdo.
Mysterious guy. Gosh, this one's really tough for me. This is probably the one
me
I
too.
really don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Chat's vote is in.
Chat, barely by a small margin, y'all said false. You wanna take it first?
I'll take it first. I'm gonna say false because of the weird deaths, this sounds too normal. Also, what Costco operation was he running where there's just stacks and stacks of bulk coffins? Aren't they heavy as hell? Don't you usually keep like one in an area at a time? Or like, and also if you were dealing with heavy coffins like that and had them stacked, they'd be pretty secure. So I don't know. This sounds like a silly.
Yeah, if it is true, he sacre blew it.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
I was thinking false as well. Oh, my bad. I was thinking false as well. If you have coffins that are falling, they're probably gonna become so damaged in the crash that you wouldn't be able to reuse them. So I don't think a coffin would be fit for internment.
We could fix it.
That's true, but I went false as well, just because that would be disrespectful to be buried in a coffin that I was murdered by. I think most people would think that, and if you did that, I'd haunt you for the rest of your life. So that's why I think it's false. French people wouldn't do that. They think it's lowbrow.
Got it.
I also put false. While I do think some
Shane
like
is
weird things where it's like, oh, it's low budget and life isn't super great around this place, you need to get buried in a coffin that you got murdered by. But I still, the Undertaker thing and the job and where the coffins would be and where it would hurt him, like, doesn't make sense to me. So I think it's false.
Shane's got this
half smile.
smirk on his face.
You smiley boy.
Good news, everyone. This is true. Devastated.
Oh no.
So you moved 2 spaces.
I don't think it matters.
But then how many is it? 1, 2,
Chat
1, 2,
also
3, 4, 5.
It still hits you.
2, 3, 4, 5.
So anyone with a token still gets to hop in front of him and be
that's
safe. Everyone else is dead.
That's myself, chat, and do you have a token
I
still?
have a token.
But at this point, you need everyone to guess the same thing and to get it right.
Right
Use
here?
their
We're
token.
here now?
Yeah,
Yes.
everyone's right there.
And then you're yellow,
Layne,
right?
yeah.
And then
Chat is gray.
Wow, you guys, that's
All right,
crazy.
I think we got this, because now we've lowered the margin of error. Court,
Yeah.
you're up next to read.
Oh, that's unfortunate for you.
Yeah, that sucks.
Okay,
This is a story about Bob Beating, born 1913, died 1968. As a statue cleaner, Bob was accustomed to heights, so working on the Statue of Liberty was nothing new. Unfortunately, his safety harness broke, and Bob swung down and onto one of the spikes around Liberty's head. It took almost a day for the recovery crew to get him down.
We did
I think it's false because that's such a metal way to die that I feel like I would have heard about that.
So wait, it says he fell onto the spikes
spike up in
on the
his
head.
I can't like geometrically figure out how he would have gotten impaled on the head.
I don't think she holds the statue that close. I think it's like
You would have to fall at a diagonal.
Those spikes also aren't upward
they're
directly.
They're this way, so
out.
you'd have to be like, "Ah!"
They're not
This
sharpened to a needle point.
There would also be photos of this,
And someone would be
I
like,
have seen
a
it by now on
metaphor.
Reddit.
Yeah, I know.
Reddit would have shown me this.
I said false. Chat said false.
Thank God, because it's false. Did it happen?
I feel like I would have heard about it from like a ghost story aspect. Like, did you know the Statue of Liberty is actually haunted? Because
Yeah.
one day, like,
Yeah.
that's the,
There
Yeah.
would for sure be photos.
It would have been like the meme thing where they captioned this like, America, and then him dead is like, the American citizens. And you're like, whoa.
This is the story of William
Shakespeare.
Shakespeare.
William Pig.
Born 1890, died our favorite year, 1919. Peg, a villager from Norfolk, England, was wounded while serving in World War I. Brought back home to recuperate, he was still in a convalescent home when he decided to go out in a wheelchair to watch the local fox hunt. He was hit by a low-flying aircraft and killed.
Is this lifestyles of the rich and famous?
The Wright brothers like, oh,
What year?
This is the first one. No one will believe you.
1919. So aircraft were very much a thing.
and they would be low flying.
World War
like that.
One.
Yeah, they probably couldn't go very high.
Yes, that's also the pandemic time.
Even though, didn't they find out that it started in the U.S.? They think
It did start in the US, started in Kansas,
right?
yeah. But still,
World War One
yeah, World War I era.
started in Kansas.
No. The Spanish flu started in Kansas.
Wilhelm II was just sort of chilling in Kansas.
Archduke Ferdinand was murdered
Sorry,
in
Archduke Ferdinand, sorry.
Kansas.
By the flu.
All right, Chad is saying pretty overwhelmingly it's false. Courtney, what did you lock in?
I'm saying false. But then I want to say it's true
gotta
because
lock it
it's so crazy. Yeah, but you guys didn't let me you didn't give me time. I'm gonna die anyway. Okay, I'm sticking with my original answer, false, because the date and the plane is just a lot for me to take in.
So chat said false. You said false. The story is true. Which means that
Ian moves forward.
I move forward 2 spaces.
Oh my.
And this moves forward 2 spaces, yeah?
Yeah.
So
Knock us out.
Blink.
blink. Ah!
Ian wins.
You win.
He wins! You cheated dead!
Ian actually made it very close to the
I
red
got very
marker.
close, very close.
Yeah, that was fun. Death was cheated and people were beated. Thanks for watching. If you want to see this live, make sure you tune in Mondays on twitch.tv/Smosh Games. And if you want to watch more Smosh videos right here on the YouTubes, you can just go right here or right here. It's fun. Click it.
It
You
is
won't
fun.
be mad.
Honestly, it's pretty fun. Honestly,
Yeah.
if I'm being honest.